Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at a Solar Warlock build that lets you turn the battlefield into a fiery hellscape through the use of Sunbracers and Dragon's Breath. Before we begin, if you find this video useful, consider dropping a like or subscribing. Thank you. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into it. For our first exotic, we have Dragon's Breath. This thing is like a rocket launcher crossed with a flamethrower. Dragon's Breath shoots rockets that embed themselves into targets and spew out scorching flames that destroy everything in its proximity. It's great for dealing with bosses and champions, or clearing rooms of ads if you're so inclined. Up next, we have Sunbracers. With this exotic, we get unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief period of time after a powered melee kill. To spread the grenades out on the battlefield and boost their efficiency, it's best to throw the grenades while gliding. However, being up in the air will leave us more vulnerable to enemy fire, so we'll need ways to increase our survivability, starting with Phoenix Dive. With Phoenix Dive, we slam to the ground and create a burst of cure that heals us and nearby allies. We also get restoration while diving, and scorch targets when we hit the ground. This is a great tool to keep us alive when we take too much damage while in the air. We have Incinerator Snap for our melee ability. From a distance, Incinerator Snap fans out and scorches targets, but to secure a kill, we'll need to get up close to condense the snap. Remember, powered melee kills are what trigger Sunbracers. Save your melee for when you know you'll get the kill. Aim for low health enemies. For the grenade, we'll need solar grenades to synergize with our exotic Sunbracers. We can also give them more of a kick with our first aspect, Touch of Flame. Touch of Flame increases linger duration and emits blobs of lava from our solar grenades. This widens the area of effect and lethality of our grenades. For our second aspect, we have Heat Rises. This aspect allows us to consume our grenade and gain the ability to hover in the air for a brief period of time while shooting and using abilities. Consuming our grenade also gives us a healing burst of cure for you and your allies. Since Sunbracers gives us unlimited grenades, you can save one of those grenades for healing while you're hanging in the air, making you a harder target to kill. Moving on to fragments. Our first fragment, we have Ember of Searing to gain melee energy and create fire sprites when defeating scorched targets. Fragment 2, we have Ember of Mercy to get restoration when picking up a fire sprite. Having many sources of healing come in real handy and is critical in more difficult content. Our third fragment is Ember of Ashes, so we can apply more scorch stacks. Our fourth and final fragment is Ember of Resolve. Our solar grenade final blows cure us. This fragment complements Sunbracers and Heat Rises perfectly. While we're raining down fire from the heavens, we're getting healed simultaneously. For our super, we have Well of Radiance. Plunging our sword to the ground creates a large area that continually heals us and makes us radiant, increasing our weapon damage by 25%. This is perhaps the most popular super in the game for endgame content, and rightfully so. It makes getting through the damage phases a whole lot easier. Now for armor mods. To create Orbs of Power, we'll need 2 Harmonic Siphon mods and 1 Firepower mod. To make sure we have enough ammo for Dragon's Breath, we'll need Heavy Ammo Finder and Harmonic Reserves. For melee ability regen, we'll need Momentum Transfer and 2 Outreach mods. For increased survivability, we have any 2 Elemental Resistance mods and 1 Recuperation mod. Finally, I'm running 2 Solar Weapon Surge mods to make sure my solar weapons are always doing increased damage, and 1 Powerful Attraction mod to pick up any nearby orbs whenever I Phoenix Dive. This season we have several solar artifact mods that synergize perfectly with this build. We have Kindling Trigger, Flint Striker, Heart of the Flame, Revitalizing Blast, and Rays of Precision. These mods make it a lot easier to scorch targets, become radiant, and create ignitions with the use of solar weapons. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the other weapons that round out this build. In the kinetic slot, the Fusion Rifle Scatter Signal with Overflow and Controlled Burst is a great choice for damage phases or dealing with meteor targets. It's a craftable weapon, so getting these 2 perks shouldn't be a problem. For the primary weapon, I'm running the Summoner with Golden Tricorn. With all the grenade kills, it's much easier to get Golden Tricorn ×2 and get a 50% damage increase on my solar weapons. If you don't have a Summoner or don't like playing Trials, I recommend any solar primary weapon with Incandescent to scorch even more targets. For the stats on this build, you'll need high resilience, recovery, and strength. I would say prioritize the first 2. What's the point of having max strength if you die in 2 hits? You need your Warlock as tough as possible. Well, that's the build. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more build videos. Until next time.